Donohue Pass, first pass of the hike, and as you can see, there is a lot of snow up here. The trail is there for a second and then it vaporizes, so you just gotta kind of look around and do some switchbacks and zigzag, and you pick up the trail again. Day 3, about 5 miles into my day. Did Donohue Pass and Island Pass yesterday, and those were just beautiful, but I was exhausted at the end of the day. I ended up camping at Ruby Lake. This morning, had to come over 2 short passes that were just snow covered, so had the micro spikes on, and thankfully I started early enough where the snow was still pretty icy, so it wasn't too hard, just a lot of vertical. I'm near a summit, just taking a little break, and there's so much snow that you lose the trail and you end up just bushwhacking all the way up through these steep snowy sections. I just came up from down there. You can see the lake down there, and you're just kind of making your way up the snow, and I could see blue sky up there, so I know I'm near the summit. One step at a time. I just had a little bit of a dilemma. I just crossed this creek, and on the map it says there's a bridge, but that must have been washed away. There's nothing here. I hiked upstream, hiked downstream. This looked like the best spot, and I just made it across, but it was thigh deep. I was fearing it'd be deeper than that, but I was grateful, only thigh deep, and it seemed okay getting through. I just left Red's Meadow, stayed there last night, had a nice hot meal in their cafe there. Really friendly people, met a lot of other hikers, mostly PCTers, one JMTer who's going northbound. Everybody's talking about the big passes coming up with all the snow. Hopefully it won't look quite so intimidating by the time I get there in a week. Two pretty rough days, back-to-back 18-mile days, and now I'm approaching the base of Silver Pass. Got out of camp at 6:30, not as early as I wanted to, but hopefully the snow will be okay up over the pass. Gonna be a challenge. I know it doesn't look steep on the camera, it never does, but this, trust me, it's steep. Almost there. Just left VVR, and just over 2 miles into the hike, maybe 1 of the trail miles, because there's a trail out of EVR. And a lot of talk around the campfire last night about how difficult the passes are coming up that are just covered with snow. And it all felt pretty overwhelming. But I just got to realize I can only hike a day. I can't hike the whole trail in a day. So just do the next day and just see what happens. Well, I've reached finally the top of that climb. It was just relentless switchbacks. And so now I'm at the top. It's still a little bit of climbing, but it's much more gradual. Then I'm going to go a long time downhill. Out here, miles just take longer. I mean, obviously the harder the terrain, the steeper the terrain, the slower you go. And if you're going to go 18 miles in a day, which I've done a couple of those, it could take 10 hours. So I'm used to miles just ticking away, because cycling and running, they just go by. Out here, I'm learning to just embrace the long walk. Camped again last night under the stars, sitting just under Seldon Pass. I was hoping to get some astrophotography last night, but with the full moon, it just stayed out all the way until morning, when I woke up at 3 and 3:30 and trying to get a good shot, but did not work out. But I got some good sunrise shots that I'm happy with. So, beautiful morning. Taking a break. Making my ascent on Seldon Pass. Just got into the sun. I don't know if you could see. There's a snow track that I'm following. There's Lake Marie right below me. That's where I slept last night, down kind of on the far side of it. And that's where I'm going, up over this pass. It's beautiful. Oh, it's good to start out early in the morning when the snow is icy. We got microspikes on, so the footing is solid. Well, Seldon Pass is now complete. I went ahead and took my microspikes off, and now I'm going to head down the south side. It looked like there's a lot of snow down there. I've got a big day today, 18 miles to set up for Muir Pass, where there's a lot of snow on Muir, I've heard, and so it's just going to be a long day tomorrow. So I got to get as close as I can today. And plus, I've got to cross Evolution Creek, which has been notorious for running high this year. So we'll take it a step at a time. It is Muir Pass day. A lot of miles in the snow, and so I had to get an extra early start this morning, just before light. And I still have a couple of miles to go before I even hit the snow. So hopefully it'll still be frozen enough to make good progress once I get there. Just trying to enjoy the journey. Update my feet. Man, thank God for Leuko tape, because they're every little hot spot I've got covered. 3 or 4 toes I've got wrapped, one heel, my hip, all have hot spots on them, so I just keep using that Leuko tape, so hopefully they'll last. I wonder what this lake looks like in the summertime. Oh wait, it is summertime. On my way back down from Muir Pass. Long hike in, but it was great being up there at the hut. I met 2 PCTers coming the other way, and it was good visiting with them and hanging out up there for a little bit. Got some miles to go before I get back out of the snow. Just taking a break. Well, yesterday I decided to alter my plans. I started way too far out from the summit of Muir Pass to make it by the top. I mean, I started at 5, but I got to the top at 12:45, and so everything was slushy, and so the descent was not fun. And so I decided I need to set up closer to the summit of each of these passes so that I can get up and over them while the snow's still hard. So today I'm just going to hike 15 miles or 16, something like that, and just set up right under Mather Pass, and I'm hoping that that'll set me up for the rest of the passes. If I can just do good mileage every day after that, I should be able to set up every day right under the pass and have good snow. The snow is really heavy this year. It's slowing everybody down, and it's just going to add another day to my finishing time, which means I just had to redistribute my calories. Did that last night. I think I can still do it. I'm just doing less calories a day, but I still think I can make my goal of Whitney in 6 days, 5 days, I can't remember now. But anyway, one day at a time. I don't know if you can see all these switchbacks carved right out of the side of the mountain here, but we're just going up and up and up. That's where I came from, way down at the end of that valley and around the right corner, and this is where I'm heading. The top still isn't in sight. It's a lot of climbing, my friends, a lot of climbing. Top of Mather. going to be the routine for the next few days. Get up before first light, get on the trail, get up and over the pass while the snow's still hard, because there's miles of snow on every pass. Then you end the day staged as close to the summit as you can. That's where I'm at right now. I did Mather Pass this morning. I'm staged to do Pinchot Pass tomorrow, and that's the strategy because of the snow conditions on the summits. And it's just so beautiful out here, but it does mean that I'm holed up in a tent for a little while trying to get out of the sun. My sight is kind of exposed, and waiting out the afternoon, which is good because my body needs a little bit of a break. I only did 12 miles today, and I've been doing 18, 17, 20 one day. So this is a good break for me, and just been a beautiful, spectacular trip. Really looking forward to the passes to come. The upside of getting up this early, the snow is hard packed. The downside, there's just no chance of warm up. You're immediately on the climb. And I'm feeling it. Whew. 11,700 feet. All right. I made it to the top of Pinchot Pass. 12,093 feet. That's where I came from. Right back down in there. And this is where I'm headed. Quick update on my feet. Around day 2, my pinky toes started hurting, and they didn't have blisters, but I think it's just the shoes, a little bit narrow in the forefoot, and for running they're great. They're my normal trail running shoes, but I guess with the extra load on my back, it's causing them to feel a little pressure. And so from day 2, this is day 11. Anyway, I've just been in so much pain, so I can't really walk normally. I taped them up. I don't know if that's helped, but it hasn't gotten worse. So I'm still able to do my mileage, just that every step comes with a price. I'll be glad when that part of it's over. Loving the trail though. It is so beautiful. Hitting these valleys with these amazing granite spires all around me. Just gotta move slow. I got all day to get there. I feel like I'm at Disneyland, you know, Tom Sawyer's Island. Top of Glen Pass, and in my opinion, this is the toughest one yet, for me anyway. Now on the boot track up to the summit of Forester. I just got a late start this morning. I've been on the trail an hour and a half climbing, and now I'm, I think, on the final boot track to the summit. right, made it to the top of Forester. Coming down off of Forester. Got a little bit of a late start this morning. We were 3 miles out from the summit. I was concerned, but we had a cloud cover and this morning, so the snow stayed pretty firm. In fact, I'm going to switch hands here so you can actually look. I'm walking on the edge of a cliff here. I don't know if you like that or not, that view. Just amazing. I just marvel at the building of these trails and just the amount of labor and engineering that goes into making these ways accessible to hikers. Just has been amazing and beautiful. And now today, if I so choose, I can do a 20-miler and get all the way to Guitar Lake and set up for Whitney tomorrow, or I can break it up into 2 10-mile days. So now the clock is ticking. What will he do? I don't know. We're just gonna keep on walking. I have a couple of guys I know who are gonna go all the way to Guitar today, so they're motivating me. Switch hands again so you can get the view. We'll see. You know, the cool thing about walking so many miles every day is the variety of terrain that you get to see. I mean, I've not walked on anything that looks quite like this. This is just this big, open, green hilltop with mountains skirting all around. Just so cool. I think this ranks as one of the most beautiful days I've experienced. Passed by that green meadow. I mean, just seeing some things on this day that I haven't in other days, and the rain has kept things nice and cool, and it's been a great day, great trip. Really looking forward to doing Whitney tomorrow. Final push to the summit of Mount Whitney. Dropped the pack half a mile ago and I could see daylight ahead, almost to the summit. Down there is Guitar Lake where we started this morning, where we camped last night. I think I'm just steps away now from the highest point in the lower 48. Here we go. I think it's only fitting that our send-off from the JMT on the final day is a proper thunderstorm. I don't know if you can hear that thunder in the background. The clouds were coming in as we were coming off we had, beautiful views off the top of Mount Whitney, but the clouds were coming in, and we're just escaping the rain, the worst of it, I guess. But there were so many people heading up when we were heading down, so I wonder what their experience is like up on the top. I want to talk for a minute about the gift of that summit experience. We got to the summit at 8 a.m. Beautiful, sunny skies, puffy clouds. And we enjoyed a couple of hours up there. I was able to call my family, my wife, my 2 girls. and just had this great experience. Honestly, when I was up there, emotionally, I just began to weep. 200 miles culminating in that summit. It was such a special moment, and then talking to my family, it was so great. But what makes the gift even greater is that not an hour after we left the summit, clouds poured in, and this thunderstorm took over. I mean, that could have just as easily been our experience. There's so many people up there still trying to figure out how to navigate their way down, or some on their way up still. And after 200 miles on the trail, we just had this little window of beautiful weather at the summit. And so for that, I am truly grateful. At the end, ooh, I can smell the cafe. Whitney Portal. Here I am. Back to civilization. Almost. First stop to the Portal Cafe, whatever they call it. Wherever they're serving burgers, that's where I'm heading. And a chair with a back on it.